One of the goals of any enemy of the U.S., as well as enemies of countries with carriers, is to destroy those carriers. During the Falklands War, if Argentina had sunk just one of the UK's carriers, the UK would have probably had to withdraw. Other countries, including France, China, and India, operate a small number of carriers, and sinking one of them would basically put an end to long-distance operations. The US has lots of carriers, and sinking one would make them withdraw their other carriers to a safer distance. Hypersonic missiles are claimed to be able to go too fast or generate a plasma cone because they are so fast that they can't be stopped. Of course, stopping them would be difficult, and the Chinese missiles have a range of 5,000 kilometers compared with 2,000 kilometers for a cruise missile. In reality, countries with carriers are ramping up their anti-missile systems to be able to track and counter hypersonic missiles. But if one were to get through, they tend to large enough to do some serious damage to a carrier. If a fire were to start in a carrier, then the jet fuel and weapons are likely to catch fire and explode, destroying the carrier. If not, the carrier would have to retire for repair and other carriers would be withdrawn from the battlefield. But with carriers operating in carrier groups, they have multiple ships that can launch defensive missiles and shot both guns and soon lasers at the incoming missile. Plus, electronic countermeasures could confuse the missile's guidance and targeting systems. So I would put the money on carriers, not the missiles. However, drone or missile swarms could be more effective by overwhelming the defenses. The idea would be a drone swarm comes in, confusing their radar as the cruise missiles follow at the right time, and only one gets through to the carrier. If you do this when the air is foggy, then laser defenses, laser targeting systems, and infrared systems won't work. Given that the UK and France's carrier groups are much smaller than the US's, they would be more vulnerable. Look, it is game, and each side is trying to work out how to use their weapons to achieve their goals. They are unlikely to try firing one missile at the carriers, but launch many along with other weapons. Ukraine took out the Russian battleship by launching a drone swarm and 2 anti-ship cruise missiles, which worked as the Russian crew didn't activate their defenses because they were just being harassed by a drone swarm that wasn't going to attack. While when the missiles would have emerged from the swarm, they probably only had seconds to respond.